In the season of Ascension and Pentecost, we're reminded of how Jesus ascends into the presence of God, and he encourages his disciples to wait until the seal of the new covenant, the promise of the Holy Spirit, is poured out upon them. This story is reminiscent of the Old Testament, where Moses ascends into the presence of God, and he instructs Aaron and the priests to wait until he comes down with the covenant, the Old Testament covenant. And yet the challenge of those two stories is two very different responses. Moses comes back down the mountain and the people have got distracted. They've got diverted from waiting. They've busied themselves and they've created idols for their focus and for their security. If you think about when Jesus tells the disciples to wait, they do wait. They wait in the upper room and the promised Holy Spirit is poured out upon them as they are waiting for him. It's a really challenging story because I don't know about you, but sometimes waiting on God, waiting on his timing is a really difficult thing to do. And in our humanity, often it's much easier to be busy doing a lot of things. But actually the breakthroughs of the kingdom don't come through our effort and through our abilities. They come through him working through us in our humility and in our surrender. I was going to read Psalm 40, which is a beautiful story of waiting and the disposition of heart and spirit. David writes, "I waited patiently for the Lord. He inclined to me and he heard my cry. He drew me up from the pit of destruction, out of the miry bog, and he set my feet upon a rock, making my steps secure. He put a new song in my mouth, a song of praise to our God. Many will see and fear and put their trust in the Lord. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, who does not turn to the proud, to those who go astray after a lie. You have multiplied, O Lord my God, your wondrous deeds and your thoughts toward us. None can compare with you. I will proclaim and tell them, yet they are more than could be told. In sacrifice and offering you have not delighted, but you have given me an open ear." You have given me an open ear. I just love that. As David waits on the Lord and he considers and thinks about who God is, he finds this posture of humility and is reminded that actually God isn't impressed by all the things he might do for him, but that God has given him an attentive ear. The response of the disciples at Pentecost was to have an attentiveness to God, to realize, God, unless you build the house, all of our labors are in vain. So many of our brothers and sisters around the world in contexts of persecution, they know their powerlessness, but their trust is in God and they are waiting on him. And I want to encourage us in this season to maybe hold that posture of waiting. It's not that doing things is wrong. There's a time for all of that. But the doing comes out of the place of being, out of the place of waiting, out of the place of attentiveness, out of the place of availability, through which God can do far more than we can ask or imagine. I pray that in this season you meet God in deep and profound ways as you wait on him. Amen.